My name is Dineon Ndlovu. I'm from Joburg. In 2015, I had an encounter with God and He told me what my mission was. I faced a lot of battle after God told me what my mission was. And because of difficulties of ministries where you don't get a man of God or woman of God who will teach you the teachings of warring, I got so attacked that even in the realms I could not travel. I've been seeing myself in Cape Town since last year, and I did not understand why am I seeing myself in Cape Town. And every time it occurs, I knew it is about my calling. The past dreams where I was here in Cape Town, I just got off the train and I'm walking on the street, and these people who are guiding me, they say you're in Cape Town. I don't remember what happened in between, but I remember going back home. At the train station, I was told you need to go back to where you were. And I went back to where I was. It was like a kitchen. And I was told by these people in the kitchen, they did not look me in the face. They just turned their back. I'm not sure why, but it was a very strange. I'm not sure if they are people or creatures, but they asked me to turn because I was busy on the table preparing food, and tea, for some reason, it kept on spilling. And as I turned around, I saw my first car. So just to give you a background of why I saw the first car, when God blessed me with a car, spiritually also, I was blessed with a car. And that car in dreams, I used to ascend with that car. So I would be taken to places and I will war. Sometimes on behalf of people that I don't know. Sometimes it would be just God just trying to show me things that are hidden, but I would deliver people that I don't know. Sometimes I would go and fight witches in the night, but it was this car. It had 3 wheels that are the same, but one was odd, and it was a spiritual car. And because of difficulties of ministries where you don't get a man of God or woman of God who will teach you the teachings of warring, I got so attacked that even in the realms, I could not travel, and I lost that car. And I recall the last dream I had with the car. Someone had taken the car away from me. So I was here in Cape Town, and I saw my car, and I was like, why is my car here? My first car. And the people laughed, and they said, no, your sister brought it here. I was startled, but I looked and I started inspecting it, and the tires were worn out. But the color had changed into this reddish fire color, like it is about to go. I woke up and I was like, I know that there's a man in Cape Town or woman who has to help me. Then that's how I discovered him after a fast. Up until August, I didn't know that the church actually monthly there's a prayer and fasting, but I was also fasting. I'm fasting, and I used to watch Men of God, short clips of him, never necessarily the entire service, but those clips in between. And then after that, there was just this knowing that this is a man of God that I need to meet, and he's going to launch me into what God has called me for. And immediately after that, I actually called the office just to inquire about the visit and the process. That very same night, he showed up in my dreams. And when he showed up in my dreams, he gave me shoes, like running shoes, but it was very strange shoes because I was in a position of prayer. You know how you kneel? But I'm also, like warming up, when a person is about to run a race. And he didn't say a word to me. He just looked at me like a father who has given a child shoes and he wants to know if they fit you well. And immediately after, I've been having encounters. At one time, I came here in Cape Town, here at church. I've never been to this church. When I walked into the service, I started vomiting. And there was this fire that came around me. It was like it covered me. During the 7 days where we had a conference, I saw different things in the background, issues, issues of loins and whatever, because I was watching. But on the last day of the conference, me and my husband and my nephew were praying. That Sunday, we were praying, we were warring. And as I'm sitting, I'm seeing a man warring, wearing an armor. And he comes with me with a torch of fire, and he puts it on my forehead. Let me tell you, I had lost my visions. I used to see lots of visions. I used to war. I used to go to places. I had lots of revelation. And ever since that night, that evening where we walked with the men of God online, I'm back to where I was. We arrived in Cape Town on Friday. We came for the service. We were tired. That night, we ascended, me and the men of God, and we went to take my car back. And he was sitting on the last seat, and there were two people in the car. And I asked them, why are you not driving? It was driving itself. And he just looked at me like, because he never talks in my dreams. I went to grab the steering wheel and I started driving the car. So I know that it is about my ministry and it's been restored. A lot has happened, even during the conference regarding the spiritual warfare. Certain things that God used to talk to me about, my future, about the businesses I would open in future, because I need to live working and coming into ministry full time. I would tell you, I was taken home, and when I was taken home in the dream, this individual started asking me, how are you going to establish the ministry? And I looked on the floor and I saw minerals. I saw all the minerals that we have here in South Africa. I just turned to the person and I said, I know I've got all the resources God has given me. And immediately something said to me, look up. I used to see visions, open visions in the sky. I saw rands and dollars, someone paging rands and dollars. And towards my left, I saw this fire, a ball of fire. And he called my name and he said, Dineo, and I know it was the Lord. I was so frightened that I woke up. Today, I knew that he had to put the oil on my head as a seal. It is not necessarily for the month of November, but it's just the sealing of things that he has been imparting upon my life. And I know that even in future, we're still going to engage. I used to war, and in war I would say Messiah, Messiah, but when he touched me, that's the word that came out of my belly. And you know, people used to misunderstand. People don't understand this ministry of warring and whatever, and they will look at me strangely. But I know that he understands that in war, sometimes you scream, sometimes you call on the commander. I just felt the fire. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt the enveloping power of Jesus, who's the Messiah, upon my life.